I do lingerie. I do risky photos. So the setting was like on a bed kind of setting. He was grunting and moaning while he was taking the pictures of me.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of the Baller Podcast. I'm here with
the first FENGARIBEBE on Instagram. You feel me?
So you guys know I'm barely starting out. Hopefully you guys like this first episode, and leave some questions for the next guest down in the description box below. And yeah, so it's just gonna be a regular conversation. So don't think it's like an interview or anything like that. It's just like a regular conversation. You're good.
You'll be my friend at the end of this, so making a friend.
Yeah, you're good. So basically, let's tell them how we met. Actually, well, this is the first time actually meeting in person, but we met we started talking through Instagram.
Yeah.
I actually followed you on the what's their name? It was
from Gremlin.
No. It was actually the what was it? It was some like photography Instagram.
Was it?
Street
Meet LA.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. So it was Street Meet LA because I do model around like in street meets because I just like big meets because you get to meet people and stuff. So I think you met me through there, and then I started doing Instagram lives, and people would tell me about their problems and stuff, because I did also come out in a video with Gremlin raps. He's a rapper, and I didn't know I was gonna be in this video. Okay, I look ratchet, but yeah, he kind of rapped to me, and I was just going through this really really bad breakup, and I thought you met me through there because through my lives. Then one day you just asked me, "Hey, can I go live with you?" And I was like, "All right." I'm very skeptical.
That was so hard.
I'm not gonna lie, but yeah. And then
that was so tough to actually get to go live because so many people were commenting. Yeah. It was honestly like so many. I was commenting the same thing like over and over again just so you would see it.
There was so much love though. I'm not gonna lie. Like I appreciate everybody that talks to me and stuff. So.
Damn, and that was crazy because I got their Instagram, their Streamy LA, through my photography teacher, and I was like, I'm gonna follow them, and all of a sudden I just saw like all these models, and I saw her, and she's like, she seemed pretty cool. She didn't have like that many followers yet. She was like, pretty cool and stuff, and then I just see it like blow up. I just see a bunch of like Gremlin stuff. And I was like, damn, like this is interesting. I saw the first video I saw. If you guys want to see, I'll put the link in the description box below. It was the Gremlin, what's it called? The day or a couple days after when you guys actually met up and just like.
Oh yeah, when I officially
after.
met him, he's such a great person, man. Shout out to fucking Gremlin. I love you. But
So yeah, I saw you there, and then I'm like, damn, I'm like into the story. The whole story is like interesting, because I could kind of relate on that level. And I went back to the first one and I was like, damn, like that shit hit. And I was like, and by the way, you can cuss all you want, don't even trip. We're good. We ain't cutting any of that off.
Yeah.
But
for those of you that don't know, basically I came out in a video. It was an Uber rapping video, and I had got cheated on literally a week before. I said 2 weeks, but it was a week before. And yeah, he really changed my life. I'm not gonna lie. He changed my perspective, not only on my relationship, but even like friends and family, and I love Gremlin. I could talk to him literally about anything, and I know that a lot of people could relate to my story only because like when I did get cheated on, the guy said I wasn't good enough and this and that, and it sucks.
Well, let's save that for the ending. We gotta save that for the last part. So I want to start out by saying asking you, like, what is your goal right now, basically? And because I know you do modeling, of course. So what is your goal, like, long term?
My long term goal, I'm not gonna lie, I want to be a teacher. You know what? A lot of people, they see me, they're like, that bitch a teacher, but like, no, I want to be a teacher, and I want to teach like elementary.
Damn, that's tough.
Yeah, I want to teach elementary. I already have some credits in college. People don't know this. I have credits already.
Okay.
But yeah, I do want to work in a school setting, if not in a daycare. I already have also child development classes as well, so I do want to get into teaching, which is so weird because I do modeling, I do lingerie, I do weird shit.
Your students will find you.
I don't know if they'll let me. I don't know if they'll let me in the premises, but I do also want to do modeling full time as well. Right now, I am kind of doing that full time, but I wish I could make more from it, only because it is my livelihood. It's how I make my living. Yeah. So yeah, teacher though. I want to be a teacher since I was little.
So I want to backtrack a little bit before the whole modeling thing. So did this happen in high school when you found out like, oh, I want to do modeling? Or
no, actually. So when I turned 18, my dad had kicked me out of the house. Whatever. I had no job. I was whatever. So anyways, forward to when I started working, I worked at a place called J-Core. It was just a little boutique kind of thing, and they had offered me, hey, do you want to model for our Instagram page? And I was like, all right, I'll do a little bit of it, so I would look, kind of dumb and in the pictures. I didn't know what I was doing, so I would just do it for fun. And then more people just started noticing me. Hey, do you do modeling? Do you do modeling? And I'm like, yeah, I just started. Like, I guess I'm a model, And yeah, people just started saying, hey, I'll give you this much if you model this. I'll give you this much for this company. And I'm like, okay. So then I just started going on from there. But
that's pretty cool. Honestly, most people don't know the route to take when it comes to modeling. Like there is like, what would you define your type of modeling? Because I know there's freelance, and then there's also like Instagram modeling, and there's like the legit, like, or not legit, but like professional modeling, like in like for bigger brands. What would you kind of determine?
I do it for fun. I do it solely for the purpose of having fun. I'm not gonna lie. If I make money from it, I make money from it. But it's mostly for fun. I would like to do it for bigger brands, bigger companies, and I always get offered, for bigger companies. But either people want to like, okay, the modeling world, I'm gonna be honest with you, is kind of gross. There are people that are like, okay, if you have sex with me, I'll get you here. Yeah. If you do this for me, I'll get you there. And this world is never like I'm gonna hand it to you. It's always what are you gonna give me in exchange for what I give you. Yeah. So the reason why I say it's for fun is because I'm not gonna do shit like that just to get where I want to be.
Yeah, I get you.
I'd rather work hard for it and get there by myself on my own.
Yeah. So I want to like backtrack before the whole modeling. High school.
Oh shit! Fuck everybody! No, just kidding.
Were you like, how different were you now from like back then?
Fuck, I was a peewee. No, I was so. You know what? The thing is, when I was younger, I was so scared of people's opinions about me. I swear when I tell you this, I'm such a different person that from what I am now. But then, because. First of all, I had to grow up really fast. As soon as I turned 18, I got my shit together. I got my own apartment. I got, I had to grow up, And I feel like in high school, I was really I always cared about people's opinions. I was in cheerleading. So I remember my last year when I was in cheerleading, I cared so much about what all the other girls would say. And everyone knew me, but I wasn't friends with everybody. You know what I mean? So...
You were like the popular,
Not really. I'm not gonna lie. People knew me, but I didn't talk to people like that.
That's popular.
They knew me, but I wasn't like, oh my god, like they're my friends, and I have these friends and these friends, and I wasn't fucking cocky about it, which is the thing. I'm always. I always want to stay humble to, what I grew up with and who I am, Yeah. I don't like to think I'm better than anybody else because I'm not,
That's crazy because from like my high school experience, like the way we viewed cheerleaders were like, they were so like kind of like stuck up. They were like
I thought that too. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna join cheerleading this last year. I used to be in like Bible club, and I used to be in fucking. I made a club in high school called the Helping Hands Club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually made that club, and we did perform like beach cleaning and stuff like that.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so and I would organize that. I would go on there and organize that. Which is so weird. People don't think I'm like that, but I'm like that, guys. But I don't know.
Well, it's because from my experience, I see that I've known a couple of cheerleaders, but most of them are popular. Like they're really popular, and I think they're like they're like this shit, and like they could talk to whoever they want. Usually they end up dating like the football players like that. What's it called? The cliche thing to say about like cheerleaders. But there are some who who aren't like that, you know. Is that the only thing you were into, like, in high school, or
Yeah,
what were you into?
it was just cheerleading, and I'm stupid. I had a boyfriend. Fuck him. I had a boy. No, I'm just kidding. He was cool. I'm not gonna lie. He was cool. I did have a boyfriend for like 3 years of high school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? If you guys are in high school right now, stay out of fucking relationships. All right. You know, just focus on yourself. Do good in school. Do good. Get good grades. That's all.
I would agree and disagree at the same time. Like, you know, not to be disrespectful or anything, but it's like, you know, people have to learn what, like, how to go through that. Like, it's better to sooner than later.
Yeah.
But like, it depends on how strong-minded you are. You know, if you could be able to maintain like a good grade in school, and, you know, keep that education thing going, then yeah, go for it. Try something, like try being in a relationship. But just letting you guys know, like, no high school relationship is gonna, you know,
it's not gonna last.
It's not gonna last.
But you know what? Nah, he was really cool. Shout out to you. You know who the fuck you are. He was super cool. He actually did help me a lot. But the only thing was it distracted me. Mm-hmm. So if I'm pretty sure if I wasn't in a relationship before, he knows this. I'm pretty sure if I was not in a relationship before, I would have been, you know, focused on my academics rather than, okay, I'm gonna go hang out with this guy after school. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
How did your family did they support you in cheerleading?
They did. My dad would go to my games. My grandma was the biggest supporter. Shout out to my grandma Gracie. I always shout her out any video I do. But yeah, she always went to my games, took me snacks and whatever. She would take all the girls' food. Yeah, she was sick. My grandma's fucking cool. But yeah.
By the way, we're gonna go like a bunch. Like, we're gonna go like into like main topics here, so it's not gonna be in order. Just letting you guys know as well.
Yeah.
So guys in high school.
Woo.
Damn, that's the you know. I feel like this is also a problem because, you know, it's good, you know, to have a relationship in high school, but at the same time it's not, because I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna tread lightly here. Basically, how can I say it? Girls, if they get with like in a relationship with a guy, the guys are usually gonna play them. Mm-hmm. Usually, I'm just saying usually because it's not all the time. I'm saying like it goes both ways as well. But I've always heard, like, you know, girls being like 18, 19 and, you know, tired of being in a relationship because of like guys, you know, like or the other way around, because, you know, they play too much, you know. So it's sad in a way because a girl gets so used to being in relationships and they just get played, and this is when, like, they're younger and their mind is not fully developed and they think that's all they get, you know. That
is all that there is in this world. So let everybody know.
No.
All men are the same. No, just
Don't
kidding.
listen to her.
No, you know what? No, all guys are the same. I've met some really fucking good guys. Some of my girlfriends, they have like really good boyfriends. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just me that has the fucking bad luck. What the fuck?
No, it's
just me.
No.
So I mean, right now I'm just gonna take shit easy, take it slow. Like, I'm tired of this shit.
No, look. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I honestly don't think you're getting bad luck. It's just, you know, the worst things happen to the best of us. You know. Yeah.
I'm too loving and too forgiving.
Bruh, we're the same. I feel like I'm too nice. You know, I'm too nice, so I get either friend zone or I just get played. You know, so it's either one of the two. It's not like in between. But yeah, like that's what I've always grown to know. Like, you know, don't worry if bad stuff are happening. Like, that's life, you know. Mm-hmm. It always happens for like a bigger door. You know, door closes, another one's gonna open. You know, even bigger. But yeah, I feel like that's the problem with high school guys. We went like super off topic there.
I know.
I wish, you know, parents would educate their kids in the sense of having manners and not being able to like hurt a girl, you know, like have more communication. That's what guys are lacking so much. Or like girls and guys in the sense that they don't like to talk about their emotions. I'm saying guys especially because, you know, they are like raised to be like macho and, you know, strong and not have feelings, and that's not okay, you know, because then that goes into like the relationship, mm-hmm. and then that disrupts it, and that's not, you know, how a relationship should be handled.
Exactly.
I feel like, you know, either like a mom, I feel like a mom or a dad should be able to, especially the mom should be able to show that kid manners, or that girl that or the guy manners, to or steps they could take in order to not be so like not sensitive. You know, you should be able to like have feelings and express what you don't like, what you like, and stuff like that early on, because then you won't learn that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that's what most guys are lacking, and especially in high school, they're just like, you know, like, I just like this feeling. We're like, they like instant gratification, you know. So if they get bored, next, you know, that's what every guy, like, not every guy, but like most guys are, you know, thinking about. They're like, okay, I'm tired of this, you know, same old, let's go to a different one. And they don't like think about the consequences, or they don't put themselves in the other person's shoe.
I read a tweet, side note, that said, as a woman, out of all the guys that I've dated or been with, not one of them has asked me if I had birth control. That was what that was what the tweet said. And men, be more fucking responsible, all right? If you're gonna go around doing shit, be more responsible. Women too. You know what? Strap it up. Tell them, put a condom on. Fuck, if you want a girl condom, put one on too. But like honestly, like, you know what? There's this really good birth control called the Nexplanon. You can get it in your arm. You're good for 3 fucking years. Deals. No brand deals. It's not sponsored, but you know what? Like, honestly, because I'm so sick and tired of like, you know, like, because I do get like a lot of messages, like girls telling me like, oh, you know, I just went through this. My man just left me. I'm now pregnant. I don't know what to do. I live with my parents.
You gotta take responsibility. That something
sucks. And I don't like hearing stuff like that, because fuck, I feel so bad. You know, my stepmom was a single mother. You know what I mean? Of 3 girls, my 3 stepsisters. So it's like, damn, like,
I feel like that's another
thing. Focus on your goals.
It's not even that. It's more like, you know, it is like, even if that happens, they should be able to take responsibility, you know?
Yeah.
That's, I feel like, this is most guys, you don't really hear much about, you know, single dads either. But like the same thing goes both ways. And, what's it called? I feel like, they just take more responsibility. That's something that they should be taught in an early age, but like really nothing ever happens, you know? Thank God I didn't turn out that way, because my dad is, like, I'm not gonna like put him down because he is a great dad, but at the same time, he did grow up in an environment where he was taught to be a man, you know, how to be like, or so-called a man. I'm putting that in air quotes for you guys who are just listening.
Yeah.
Basically, he was like, and this is like where I found out. We had this conversation, and this is where I found out. Basically, I can't take advice from him. He told me one day from walking to I forgot where it is, like a PLS, to like a check-in deposit place. It was me and him walking there, and I don't know how the conversation was brought up, but basically he said, "Oh, you gotta find a girl who's willing to, you know, work in the house, take care of the children and stuff like that." I'm like, "Oh, no. First of all, no." I'll tell him straight up. I don't like disagreeing with my dad. That's like,
interesting.
It's the toughest thing ever, you know, because, you know, we barely even have that connection. So it's like the toughest thing ever. So basically, I was like, no, you know, that's not how things work. It should be equal, you know. He's also talking about like, oh, you gotta find someone who's gonna be able to cook for you, this and that, like, while you work. And I'm like, no, that's not how things are here. You know, things are equal. And this is where like it hit me. I was like, he's like, your mom taught you how to be that way, and he said that's not okay. And that's where I was like, yeah, no, you can't say that. Like, you honestly can't.
Damn.
That's where I was like, yep.
I have a scenario for you. Let's say that you go over your significant other's house, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a big old meal. Like, there's like a big dinner that you guys are having. Would you want your wife to serve you, or would you guys serve like just yourselves? Or your girlfriend, I guess. Because me, the way I was raised was you serve your man. You do for your man. You get me? But it's all, like I said, it's all how people are raised. You know what I mean? So me, I cook for my man. I clean for my man. You don't have to clean. You don't have to cook. Like, if you want to help me, that's fine.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's more like I feel like I want to be the one giving to my man. You know what I mean?
I feel like
Like, I want my man to be more macho. I want him to be more, you know, caring and you know, in a different sense.
Yeah, I feel like that's totally fine. Basically, my way of approaching it, I would, you know, it's all about communication. All about communication. You can't just assume that the other person wants to do the things you want, or, you know, something like that. So I would, you know, obviously talk to her beforehand, you know, and this is all hypothetically, of course. Yeah, because I'm single, guys. So yeah, so it would all be. I would determine that like by talking to her, you know, if she wants me to do like certain things, you know, because all about communication. Like, you know, you can't obviously please the person like to the perfection, but as long as you have that communication, I wouldn't mind, you know, sorry myself or her sorry me. Like, as long as she's okay with it, I'm fine with that. That's my way of looking at it. I don't want to determine like, oh, you have to do this. Like, I'm like, no, I'm not about that. But yeah. No, yeah, I have heard like that a lot, which is totally fine. I don't have no problem with that as long as you communicate with that with me, and I don't want to find out like later, like years later, like, oh, you've been treating me like shit, having me do all this for you and stuff like that. You get me?
The fuck?
Yeah, some people are like that.
No, yeah, for sure.
Oh my god. Okay, so let's go to some questions.
Let's get to some juicy questions.
Yeah.
Something good.
Let's see if I actually did do some notes and research. So
okay.
Yeah, it was like wow. We've been planning this for, I want to say, 2 months.
Couple months. Yeah.
Couple months. I actually started November something, like early, and this was like it's barely like 3 months ago.
And we're already in January.
Yeah. Oh, Happy New Year's, guys! I forgot. Happy New Year's.
Holidays.
Yeah. I hope your New Year's, guys, are filled with like blessings. Let me go here. Let me see. Oh, okay. So, what makes a photographer good to work with, or how do you know which photographer to actually shoot with?
Don't be a fucking creep. Let me bring somebody with me if I want to. I've had some. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys a fucking story. All right. So I got paid to do this photo shoot with this person. I got paid. It was at a studio. I had went, and this guy, when I tell you, was being a creep. He was being a creep. I was doing, because you know I do lingerie. I do risky photos. So the setting was like on a bed kind of setting. He was grunting and moaning while he was taking the pictures of me. It was fucking gross. And I was like, oh my god, like, nah. So, number one, don't be fucking weird. That's it. Just don't be weird. Don't try touching me. Don't, like, you know, just be straight up like, hey, how are you? Would you like to this and that? Because then, if I tell you, like, no, just no. Like, sometimes I say no. Like, no, thank you. Because their pictures are so, like they literally on their page have just like random pictures of naked girls everywhere with their legs open and shit. No art to it. When I take pictures, I try to do it with some sort of art, some sort of like weird pose kind of thing, especially if it's kind of like more in the nude area. It has to be in a professional setting. I don't do it just on my fucking bed, just spread my ass cheeks. I don't do that. You know what I mean? It's always something covering, something like, you know, so.
Yeah. I get you. Like, there has to be like a meaning behind something. Let me see, because I know you I think I heard one of the stories about that. I think you posted on Instagram or something like that, where you were like, or on live, I think, where you like, oh, you have to bring someone, you know.
Yes, you have to, because there was this other guy who had offered me a job for a Calvin Klein campaign, for Calvin Klein modeling for them, whatever. I spoke to their agent and did all this and that. He actually bashed me and my friend because I didn't want to do something with him.
Oh.
And my friend, I mean, I'm not gonna say her business, but she's going through something, and he fucking threw that shit in her face to my fucking best friend. Like, that's fucked up, you know? So, you know, accept no, guys. If a girl tells you no, just accept it. Just be like, alright, move on, you know?
It's, now that I'm thinking about it, I do have friends who are having trouble saying no. That's...
Oh, no, I say no like this.
No, like, that's awesome. I feel like more people have to do that, and like, what would you tell someone to like be able to say no more often? Because there are girls who
and there's
are
girls
getting
that are
advantage
very
of.
Silent, trust me. I've heard so many fucking stories on even in the modeling like world kind of thing, you know, because it's such like a close knitted community, especially here in LA. You know, majority of everybody. You know all the photographers. You know all the models, or you've heard of them. You know what I mean? And there's some fucked up like stories that I've heard. Like, I'm not bashing them. I understand it's hard. I understand it's hard for some people to come out and say stuff.
What would you tell them?
Honestly, like. This is what I think about every time I have to come up with a decision or something life-changing. Like, fuck, you only live one time in this world. You live one fucking time. Think about that. Your life is over so fucking quickly. Just fucking speak your mind. Be a fucking happy person, and fuck it. Like, if people don't like who the fuck you are, fuck them. You know what I mean? But honestly, like, there is really nothing I can say to somebody that doesn't speak their mind. There's nothing I can say, because that's just how they are. Some people are just, you know,
like
calm, collected, reserved.
Like
I'm gonna be honest, you can't really change a person, especially like people like that. You get me? Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but I wouldn't know. I'm not gonna give advice because I wouldn't know, you know.
Yeah. I could relate to that a lot. Because I used to be a yes man, like in like a different language, like
yeah, I was like that too. Like I said, it was just more like of an eye opener. Like, people didn't do shit for me, so now I'm just like, fuck you. But,
yeah,
you know.
When I was younger, basically in school, I would, you know, like if the teacher called on me, like if I did something wrong, it would be rare. I never like was a bad kid, but they would pick on me so much, you know, and they would kind of like provoke me, like back in the day, and then I would always get picked on by the teacher, and I would always be like, okay, like, sorry, like this, that. When I in reality I didn't do nothing, and I didn't learn this until like way back. Like, it literally took me a while to learn like how to actually say no and how to stand up for myself, because it's so tough. I'm gonna give the story basically. How I was just like, yeah, like, if it wasn't for my decisions, I would have still been like a yes man, or, you know, I wouldn't have spoken my mind. So this is the first time I'm actually talking about this. This was recent, like high school, like my last year in high school. By the way, guys, I'm 19, so it'd been like 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago. I used to play basketball. Obviously, I used to play basketball during high school. And I used to hang out with all the basketball guys, you know, and we'd be like, not the jocks, but like the basketball guys, you know. And there's always this stigma around them, like, oh, we're fuck boys, or we just do whatever we want, or stuff like that. And that's not, I mean, it's true, but, you know, so basically, we would hang out during lunch all the time, you know, all the time. And it would be like a good 20 of us. And I would always be like that shy kid with, you know, my big ass hoodie on. I didn't know how to dress, by the way, guys. I did not know how to dress back then. I used to wear like, you know, joggers with like basketball shoes and a big ass hoodie that didn't even fit me. And I can remember that I would always have earphones on, you know, because I never wanted to listen to what they were saying, because when is it the last time? Basically, one of my friends, she was trying to talk to one of the basketball guys. And I kind of knew him, but we would always be together. So, and we consider ourselves like family. We were together for like, we're a group for like 4 years, almost all 4 years. And basically, she asked me like, hey, can you tell me like what they're talking about, or if they're talking about me? And I was like, fine, you know, just because I don't think they were going to say anything bad, because I never listened. And I didn't speak my mind or anything about it. I was like, you know what, like, I'm just going to let it go. So I basically, the next day after she told me, I didn't have my earphones on. I listened to everything they were saying, and I was like, damn, like, they're over here talking about, like, oh, I can't stay loyal. I was trying to fuck this girl. This is another girl. And I was like, it was like a mind opener. It was like, you know, like the blowing my mind emoji. Like, it was like that. It was like that. And, it was just so much shit. And I was like, damn, they are fuckboys. And I was like, what if I'm being perceived as that too? Because kind of, you are like who you hang out with. Mm-hmm. You know, I believe in that. So I was like, damn, like, I might be considered as a fuckboy. And so I had the choice to either keep it to myself and lie, or tell her the truth and see what happens. So this was like the point where I was like, yep, I gotta speak on my mind. I gotta tell the truth. I gotta, say what's going on. So basically, I told her, and she's like, oh, okay, thank you. Like, I'm gonna stop talking to him. I'll go back to doing my whole shit, this and that. And I was like, all right, cool, do you.
In high school? God damn.
Yeah, I was like, okay, do you.
That whole shit?
Yeah, so I was like, you know what, do you. Next day, I get a text from that guy telling me, we gotta talk.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, okay. Me kind of knowing what it is already. But I was like, how? Like, no one told him anything. Except that girl. That girl that I thought was my friend. That has told him that I told her without her even asking me for anything. You get me?
Yeah.
So, I was
point blank period. Fuck high school. Nobody. I don't talk to anybody from high school. I'm gonna be honest. I don't talk to anybody. I talk to one fucking person, and I met, which is my best fucking friend, Persis. I talked to her after high school, so it wasn't even during high school. Fuck high school. I hate high school. That's all I gotta say. I was so happy when I graduated. I was like, fuck God, this. Same. I'm out of here. High school is shit.
So continuing the story, basically, what actually ended up happening was, I saw him before lunch, and he's like, we gotta talk, this and that. So we talked in lunch, but I told him like beforehand, like, let's talk just you and me, because it involves no one else, So basically, he said it in front of like everybody, and like it's during lunch, so people are walking around, people are like sitting like right next to us, and basically. It would be like our own little spot. It would be like the cafeteria in one spot and then the auditorium in one spot. We would be like right in the middle, and they were just like, that's fucked up, this and that. Like, they were blaming me for something they did, and I was like, I'm just telling the truth, and he didn't want to believe me that she asked for me to tell her. And I had the text, everything. He didn't want to admit it. So basically, they all kicked me out of the group. After 3 years of saying like, oh, we're family, we're this, that, like we were like together, like, do like whatever we wanted, and they just kicked me out. And I was like, damn, like they did it in the most embarrassing way possible. For detail, they basically put on the song, like the goodbye song. They did that while I was leaving. Like, they were literally kicking me out, and then everyone just laughing around me. It was the worst. It was literally like one of the most hardest times of my life. But like I had to go to my like math teacher, because he was super cool, and he has his class open during lunch, so we could just like hang out whenever we wanted there. That's the only place I had for like the rest of my high school like lunch and stuff. So it was like I couldn't talk to them, like it was so awkward. And then basically I don't talk to none of them, of course. It took me a while to realize like that all had to happen for a reason. Like it made me like, obviously it had to happen because I had to realize that, I had to speak my mind, I had to do what's right, I had to, tell the truth. And it made me realize like you can't trust people nowadays, because they'll just like fucking play you. Like, they act like they're your friends. Like, we were literally like friends for like 3 years, like, honestly. And I was like, damn, they're family. We had like our little name and everything. And it was just so tough to like leave that all behind. I was like, damn, like it sucked. Like, obviously it sucked for like a cool like months and stuff like that. But I actually, like, I was able to get over it. I was like, you know what, like it had to happen for a reason. So I was like, damn, I'm just like more mature than them in like every way possible, because anyway, I didn't want to get like recognized as a fuckboy with them. I didn't want to do anything with them, so it had to happen in a way. So I'm thankful for that. It was so awkward because in prom, which was a couple months after that, I was invited on the party bus. You guys could check out that video in my actual my vlogging channel. That prom video was like lit as heck, but some of them were there, and they acted, this is the funny part, they acted like nothing ever happened. They were just like, oh, hey, what's up? I'm like, wait, what? I was like, it was so like funny because they thought I was just like their homie again. I was like, nope, not gonna happen. So I just ignored them the whole time, and it was like the funniest thing ever. But at least I learned, like, people have to go through a shitty ass like scenario or time in their life to realize, you gotta speak your mind. And that's how you become strong-minded, going through those tough times. But some like girls or guys who are not used to being like saying no and stuff like that aren't gonna get that. Especially like even in high school, like you have to go through a shitty ass time, because that's how you learn from your mistakes, which that's the toughest thing. But yeah, story time is over, guys.
I'm like no, but
yeah,
I agree. You have to go through shit to learn. All personal experience.
Yeah. So your friend couldn't make it today.
Yeah.
It sucks. I was
working.
Yeah. What's it called? So, do you plan on modeling, like, to make it like your full-time like job, like actually like gain money and stuff like that, like every single time? Or
yeah, hopefully in the future, hopefully it does get there. Right now, like I do want to go back to college and focus on like my teaching kind of stuff, but at the same time, yeah, I would like to do modeling as well.
Because that's the tough part, because I've learned that it's tougher when it's like that, because you don't know when you're gonna get paid. You don't know how to make a living, because they're the ones calling you. You really can't. You could go out there and look for it, but at the same time, especially when you're in an agency, it sucks because you don't know how to survive. It's tough either way. Like, for example, for Instagram models, they get things for free, but they don't get money. They don't get paid.
They'll get like shirts, clothes, whatever.
But that doesn't pay the rent.
I try striving for like, okay, I'm gonna get paid this gig. Okay, let's get it, because I got bills to pay. I got this to pay. So
I'm sorry, I'm not paying you today.
No, it's okay.
I'm not paying you today.
No, I know, but it's kind of like I try my best to get like paid kind of gigs,
Yeah, because that is tough, honestly. Like, I don't know how they're even, like, I know they do about, like, sponsors and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's so tough. If you guys want more, like, how do you call it? More modeling, point of view from, like, more up there, model. I watched this video. I don't know if you watched this from Jubilee, I think. Jubilee. They have this YouTube channel, and they had a conversation with Instagram models and like professional models from like I don't know from where, but they're like professional models. And I'm sorry if I'm getting the names wrong, by the way. I don't want to confuse one.
No, I don't know who anybody is. I'm in my own world.
But yeah, so I was like, damn, it's so much different. It sucks either way, but you're still doing what you love. Mm-hmm. You get me? So that's what I kind of noticed. So basically, what was the moment that you found out, like, oh, you wanted to model? Or what was the inspiration behind it? Or what,
I didn't really have inspiration, but ever since I was little, my grandpa, he would take pictures of me, like, in the garden when I was, like, 5 years old with a little umbrella looking cute. But, yeah, my grandpa would always take pictures of me. Shout out to my fucking grandpa, man. Ever since I was little, he would always tell me like how beautiful I was. He introduced me to my first makeup products. My grandpa is so into fashion. He would put me on some leather pants and like I swear, my grandpa he's one of my biggest inspirations as far as like me doing my modeling. Mm-hmm. He really motivated me, by telling me I'm so beautiful and stuff. When I showed him my first set of pictures, which was the ones at J-Core, the clothing company. I swear to you, he made me feel like I was the best fucking girl in this world. My grandpa, man, he was like, oh my God, like in Spanish. He's like, oh my God, you look so beautiful. Like, look, like, he even told me, like, I knew since you were little you were going to be doing this. Like, I already knew. And, my grandpa, he just really, like, motivated me. So I think my grandpa would be my biggest motivator for that.
That's honestly, like, awesome because, like, obviously, I have no family here except, like, my mom and my dad. And especially since they're from like from other places, they don't really understand my thing. Because I'm into graphic design, by the way, guys. I'm into graphic design. I like photography, videography, but I have no family members that like ever told me like, oh, you're like this, or never like. It's funny because I've never gotten anything from them. Like even when I played basketball or something like that, like I just learned it from my friends. Mm-hmm. I don't get inspiration from like my family. Like my family is like my mom was an accountant. My dad worked in the fields, and I'm like, damn, I'm like doing something like way different. I got no one to like help me or like to even understand this.
That's what LA does to you.
Yeah.
It makes everybody a model, everybody's a videographer, everybody's a photographer, everybody. Yeah. I do all of them.
Yeah, like I'm getting into photography and videography more. I've always been into videography because it's just like you could tell a story through there, and it's so awesome and can entertain people. That's why I love doing YouTube, guys, because you could actually like entertain people. I don't know if you saw my last vlog. It was like the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Any of your vlogs, but I promise I'll watch them after this.
Yeah, well, who are you?
I'll watch them after this. I promise.
All right then. But yeah, it's just so much fun, especially when I think this is the point where I'll tell you guys this point where I found out I wanted to do what I wanted to do. Basically, I was going to the park over here at City Terrace Park. It's a couple blocks away. I was walking. I was walking to the park. To play basketball like I always do. If you guys want to meet me there, I'm at City Terrace Park. For all you ballers out there, just remember that you guys are gonna take the L. So basically, there's this little kid passing by. He's like maybe 13 years old, and he's like, "Oh, I like your YouTube videos. I'm a subscriber." I was like,
"Aww,
damn." Like, I'm actually getting people from, like, here. Like, I'm impact. Like, they notice me now. And I'm like, it's crazy because I can make an impact. Like, that's when I found out. I was like, yep, I'm going to keep doing this YouTube thing. And I'm going to keep trying to, impact lives. It's so cool to get that feeling, especially when you get recognized. Or, you get, like, called out of, like, everybody. Because, like, people are like, damn, you mean something to them now. You take time out of their day, That's why I love, like, even if I get like 100 views, because right now I'm just getting 100 views, it's so cool, because those 100 people are taking their like maybe 15 minutes out of their day to watch me, and it's just like mind blowing to think like you could actually do that. And I can't wait to have that conversation with Gremlin too, because he does the same thing, but he gets like thousands of people, and like he affects them in like a whole different level, which I'm trying to accomplish too, which is so cool. So
Gremlin is getting some free promo right now.
So let me see.
Also, if you hear noises, it's this. It's not ASMR.
I'm sorry if
it's gonna be ASMR now.
No. I'm sorry if the chairs aren't super comfortable, but
no, it's good.
All right. So this is a really good question. Do you think anybody could be a model?
Yes. That's my simple answer. Yes. If you could fucking look at a camera and just, yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen some beautiful, bigger models. I've seen some beautiful, really skinny. I've seen big tits, big ass. I've seen it all. And you know what? It's just literally the way you work the camera. Because I've seen someone with my little figure, just there, like not attracting the camera, like they're just
they're so like plain.
And then there's some beautiful, like, sexy curvy girls, and they're like ooh serving looks. They're literally serving looks, and I'm just like, oh my god, like if you could work with what you have,
okay, that's cool. Honestly, I've heard so many people saying like, oh, you can't, because this is what I found out. Like, people
that say that nobody can, they're fucking haters.
No, but I'm talking about like haters. What about professional models?
Depends.
That's tough because
that does depend.
Because
I get rejected. I get rejected for being too big here.
It's not even that.
I get rejected for being fucking. I don't know. I do get rejected though as well. So
I'm saying this because I've heard that big model agencies, they make their clothes at a sample size.
Yeah, so that's the thing. If you want to do like professional runway, like that type shit, okay. Like me, I'm good for commercial modeling. Mm-hmm. But if I'm gonna be doing like runway or fashion, no, then I'm not it. I'm not it, sis. No. But yeah, I have gotten rejected a couple times, going to agencies, which is why I'm like, fuck, if you're an agency out there, fucking hire me. I am the best. I promise. I'm easy to work with. You know what I mean? That's the thing. I always tell people, I'm so easy to work with, and I take direction very well. And I have a lot to offer, and a lot of modeling agencies, like, either I'm too short, I'm too this, I'm too that. They make excuses. My thighs are too big. Like, what the fuck? Let me just show you really quick. If I fucking lose more weight,
you're gonna be a stick.
What the fuck? I'm gonna be non-existent. So I'm like, all right, I might be too big, but like, fuck you. Then I'm not gonna work with you. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
nah, like honestly, it's really tough because I know from that same video I was telling you about, I saw like it's tough because agencies are like
super strict.
yeah, like you have to fit this sample size, and if you don't, you can't get paid, you know. And you can't even put it on sometimes, you know. Some people are like, their diet, it's so tough.
Yeah, there are like shorter models, there are bigger models, you know what I mean? Which sucks because, look, not that like being like different types of models suck, but why the fuck can't anybody just do that shit? Why do they have to be so fucking selective? Like, why is a size 6 considered plus size? That's stupid. Why is a size 4 considered plus size? If you're a 0 and a 1, I'm a size 0, by the way. If you're like a 0 and a 1, you're perfect size and shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, no.
I feel like the reason why they have sample sizes or you know, certain sizes is because some people are still looking for, like, in their views, or whoever is, you know, in charge, their views of what's perfect.
Yeah, but I think honestly everybody's beautiful. Everybody can model. You just have to have the fucking talent to do it. Yeah. By talent, I mean,
and this has been going on for years.
Working your body, working your face. From literally when you model from head to toe.
And that has been going on for years. Where like even from like history times, like honestly, I had this art history class, and basically like I seen like these statues. Like it's kind of you kind of like resemble that to a magazine, you know. These models or statues have to look perfect, you know, like all muscular, all like, you know, slim.
The body's super skinny, big, little boobs, whatever. Fucking fuck that.
Oh god. Let me see. Okay, we're like at 46 minutes, so we good. We still got time.
We good.
Let's see. Oh, would you do anything different?
As far as
just anything different?
Anything like, in my life?
From here and before.
Fuck. Anything in my life? Fuck yeah. Fuck yes. Damn. I recently quit my job. Okay, I was working as an office assistant. Yeah. That I do regret. And I quit for
get her job back.
I quit for good reasons, I'm not gonna lie. But I wish I wouldn't have quit the way I did, and I wish that I would have given myself more time. You know? And I feel like, especially, like, if I could go back fucking years, I would change shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Damn.
But as far as, but you know what, though? I am glad that I did meet good people, like, along the way. So I wouldn't, honestly, I don't know. That's kind of a hard question, because I would change some stuff, but not everything.
I get you. Let me see. I'm trying to think. This is a good question.
No wonder people have fucking water right here. My mouth is so dry.
Yeah,
but I'm good now.
You're talking a lot. That's why.
I know.
Good.
But I'm good now.
So basically, this question is kind of like, in general, do you believe the girl like requirements that girls have for guys is too much?
Yes, men think with their dicks, not with their fucking minds. Look,
some.
Hey, no. Most. Okay, look, and the reason why,
like 75%.
Look, I'm gonna say something. Like, I've completely just been like, you know what? If a guy comes in my life, then he's gonna come in. Regardless, guys are always gonna want to look at other women. Yeah. Fucking the majority of the population is fucking women. Yeah. Guys are always gonna look at women, and they're always gonna have like sexual fucking intention toward any girl that walks by. So if you're with your man, ladies, and like a girl walks by, he's gonna look at her ass. Yeah. Don't get mad about that. Like, he's gonna do it. And I've kind of learned that through my past relationships. Like, every single guy I've been with not every single guy. I'm acting like I've been with the whole bunch. But like the 3 guys I've been with, they all did the same shit, and it's kind of like fuck, like. It's gonna happen. I've seen couples, and then they walk by, and then the guy's staring at me, and the girl's like, what the fuck? Like, you know, and then she starts screaming at him, hitting him and shit, like, you know, so.
You can't expect that you're the only woman and like, he's gonna look at.
Exactly.
Honestly.
So, yeah, so don't keep your standards too high.
And not too low.
Because you never know. What if the girl's the problem? What if the girl's the problem? You never know. It goes both fucking ways.
Yeah, because sometimes I do hear where, like, I've heard stories where, like, you know, the girl and the guy, like, if a guy sees, like, for example, if a girl's walking by and he looks at her ass, the guy will usually like tell the girl, and they'll be like, oh, I agree.
Because I look at girls' asses. I'm not gonna lie. I look at girls' asses. I look at guys. Like, I'm not gonna lie. A nice guy walks in, I'm like, oh shit, like, you know. But if I'm in a relationship, I'm super faithful. But you're gonna look at everybody. Yeah. Like, everyone looks at everybody.
Yeah, it goes both ways. I feel like that's something with guys too. They have expectations too, and this is, I'm gonna tell you guys the thing I hate most, like in like when guys or like anyone gets in a relationship, the fact that guys don't let girls go out. That kind of go in.
Yeah,
like,
but you know what? I'm gonna bring up something about my ex.
Wait, hold on. Let's save that. She's getting heated already.
I gotta get somewhere with that.
All right, then let's just get to the
juicy shit.
The juicy shit. Let's talk about the relationship things. We're done with the questions. Okay. Chill. We're good. We're talking about
relationship shit. Look, guys.
Yeah.
No, I love my ex. I love him very much. I do believe that people do change. We are talking at the moment, for everybody that has been asking me. I get so many questions like, I saw you with him. People are fucking weird. They text me like, oh, I saw you with this guy. Is that your ex? I saw you with him. They send me pictures of me. Mm-hmm. I'm not even kidding. All over my Instagram. And I just made my new Snapchat. And I'm already getting, do you live right here? Do you live in this area? Like, it's kind of weird. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. And I have my location off. Like, the fuck.
So let's start from the beginning. Okay. So how long were you with him? And, well, first of all, how you guys met? How did you guys meet?
Look, okay, whenever you meet somebody, that says a lot about what's going to happen in the relationship, all right? Yeah. That's all I got to say, first of all. I met him at a studio. So I went for a music video or something. We were supposed to record some type of music video. I got hired for the job. Somebody picked me up like in a really nice Mercedes, Lexus kind of car, whatever. I ended up going to the studio. I saw him there, and I was like, oh shit, he's kind of hot, I'm not gonna lie. The guy that initially picked me up was like, oh, I can't take you home. Like, do you want to ask somebody else to take you home? I was like, yeah, sure. I said, and I was looking around, and then they said, oh, this guy, I'm not gonna say his name, but they're like, oh, this guy, oh my god, he actually, he lives that way toward LA, whatever. He could drop you off, whatever. And so I ended up asking him, hey, can you take me? He looked at me up and down, you feel me? And he was like, yeah, I'll take you. And I was like, okay, cool. And then we just kind of started talking from there. On the way home, I thought he only spoke pure Spanish because, you know, he kind of was talking in Spanish almost the whole time. He was for me, he had a really heavy accent because I didn't get to know him that well, so I thought he only spoke Spanish. So there I go struggling. ¿Tienes hermanos? ¿Cuántos hermanos tienes? Así, pero hablando bien, como bien gringa. I learned more Spanish though because I was with him. I'm gonna be honest, he taught me a lot of Spanish, so now I hablo mejor, okay? Oh, don't laugh at me. But I was right there in the fucking car like, ¿y usted dónde vive? Like, you know, I was just talking all stupid and shit. So, but yeah, then a couple days later, he picked me up. He's like, hey, let's go out on a date. I went on a date with him. And then we just started like that. And I swear to you, we clicked so fucking good. A week later, he moved in with me. I'm not even gonna lie. We clicked so fucking good. And that's the thing. We didn't regret it. We were doing so well. And then it just started getting to the middle where it was kind of rocky. And I was like, fuck, like I should have got to know him a little bit better. But I noticed that he was changing for me. Because when I met him, you could tell he was, you know, a player. I'm not gonna lie. You could tell he was kind of like that, so I kind of expected that. But he was honestly a great person throughout the whole relationship. It was just the end where it kind of caught me. Like, so
let's go to that. If you don't want to talk about it, we're good.
I'll talk about it. You know why? Because it's good. You know, to tell people. But basically, what had happened was I was at work, and some girl had sent me videos, pictures, and all this shit.
You didn't know
they weren't
girl, right?
fucking. They weren't fucking. They weren't doing nothing like that. But I was at work, and this girl was like, "Oh my god, is this your boyfriend? We were in a hotel a week ago, and I have proof." She sent me a receipt for a hotel. She sent me, but it was funny though. There was no pictures of her and him. There was none. And I asked, do you have any whatever, this is not, no. So then, but I always get girls texting me, oh, your man's with me, your man's with me. My ex, he makes music, so,
yeah,
you know, obviously he's going to be introduced to a bunch of girls and whatever. So, long story short, I basically called him, what the fuck is this? Oh, it's nothing. What does it look like to you? And I'm like, oh, what does it look like? I started crying, I'm not gonna lie. I had to leave work. I told my boss, hey, I can't fucking be here, bye, I left. I got to the house, he was still there, and I asked him why he did it, and he just told me that, oh, well, you're not good enough, and I want something else. Que this is exactly what he said. Yo quería algo diferente de una mujer. So I was like,
okay.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I was like, damn! And at that moment, I just started crying. He gave me a hug. and he told me he was sorry.
What the fuck?
He's like, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm sorry. I got caught, bitch. Like, I don't know what to do. So I was like, no, this cannot happen. This cannot be happening. I told him, like, why would you do that, though? And he was like, you're just not good enough. Like, I wanted something better, you know? Mm-hmm. At that moment, I was like, all right, I'm going to let him walk out. He walked out. He went to work. I swear to you, I was on the phone with my best friend. I was on the phone with Persis for like 8 hours. 8 fucking hours talking about what the fuck I should do. I was crying. What the fuck should I do? For the whole 8 hours. I was like, fuck, what should I do? I grabbed all his shit and I sent him back to his mom's house. Damn. I'm not gonna lie. I got all his shit the same day. I sent him back to his mom's house.
Damn, first day shipping.
Yeah, I felt bad about it. But, you know, immediately I regretted it. Immediately. I'm gonna be honest. I regretted it and I was like, fuck. At that moment, I was questioning, am I good enough? For the next 3 days, when I tell you it felt like somebody had died, I felt like, fuck, like somebody had fucking died in my life. Like, it was horrible.
How long were you guys together?
Together? Like a year and a half.
Living together as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what was so hard because, you know, you're with somebody every single day. And it might not have been 12 years, 10 years. But
you're waking up with him.
Cooking. Sometimes he would cook with me, you know, clean with me, do stuff with me. And we experienced being sick together. You know what I mean? Like, taking care of each other. So that's why it's hard when people tell me, don't go back to him. Well, I don't know. Do you believe in people change? Do you believe that personally?
Okay. Okay, so this is tough because I would say yes and no. Yes, in the fact that one, you know, the person can only change for the one, you know, but some people take it differently. So my point of view, like, for example, if I had to go through that scenario, I would put them in probation. Basically, you just gotta put the guy in like 90-day probation. That's don't live with them.
Probation.
Yeah, it's like 90-day probation. That's like how many months? Is like 2 months? No, 3 months. So basically, you only give him what you want. Don't give him everything. But at the same time, I've seen the guy can't change if you're not the one. If you are not the one, he's not gonna change whatsoever. So those 3 months.
That's good advice, by the way.
Thank you. So those 3 months are crucial to know if you're the one. You know, 3 months. A guy will wait 2 weeks. 2 weeks, at the most a month. But if a guy is willing to wait 3 months, and actually change and prove to you he changed, then you're the one.
Which is weird because it has been about probably going on 4 months. Yeah, which is weird. And I had asked him, like, you know, are you gonna change? Like, you know, like I want to make sure that you're gonna be a different man, a man that I want. You know, like, I'm
gonna tell you right now, you shouldn't have said that. You don't say that.
The reason why is because, look, I want to plan. This is the type of person I am. When I get in a relationship, I want to plan for the future.
Yeah, honestly,
you know what I mean?
Of course.
And I'm just very straight up. Are you gonna be this? Yes or no? If you're not, get the fuck out.
I'm gonna tell you now.
Straight the fuck out.
So my thing is, I don't think you should ask because the guy could lie. He's not gonna
obviously, and say, of course.
Yeah, words are not. For you. You cannot believe what any guy says. You got to
actions speak louder than words.
Exactly. Sure. So let's go back to the thing. So it was like 3. It was like, so after you were still crying for like 3 days, I said, or like a week, or how long were you?
Till today and shit. No, I'm just kidding. No. Yeah, for 3 days I was really, really upset, and I was calling him, telling him what I did wrong and what I could improve on. You know.
So let me stop you there. I would say, whenever that happens, and you find out he cheats, it's not your fault whatsoever. And that's for everybody who's going through like a scenario like that. If you find your man cheating, it's not your fault whatsoever. So take that off of your head immediately. It's never your fault. You know, it's his fault for 1, cheating, 2, not communicating with you beforehand to see how he could fix it. And it's his fault. If he did he text you after? That's my question.
No. It took him about a week.
Did you text him
get
first?
Back to me, yeah.
That's what I'm scared of, because if he really wanted you, he would have texted you.
That's the thing too. I feel like if a man in general loves you, he's will gonna fucking fight for you, do anything for you. And the reason why I know this is because I dated somebody in the past. He was so sweet to me, and we weren't like serious, nothing like that. He knows who the fuck he is too. I only dated 3 guys, so they have to know who the fuck who's. Yeah. No, but he was super sweet to me, and he did have other responsibilities, other obligations to attend to. So we let each other go easily. Yeah. Nothing but love for him. I'll always love him. But I knew, you could tell when somebody goes 110% for you. This guy would stay up all night just to see me, even though he worked from morning to night. He would take me out all night, have to go to work at fucking 4 a.m. Yeah. So, he would do anything for me, even if it was right after work, take me to fucking Disneyland for some time. You know what I mean? And he always found a way to be there for me. And if a man loves you, he'll always fucking put in effort just to see you, just to be there with you, So people are seeing a really deep side of me, a really soft side of me that I think nobody has seen besides my crying video. But
yeah, I feel like so we'll talk about that after, but right now so basically let's fast forward 2 weeks after, or a week after the breakup. Gremlin. You get an Uber from where exactly? From my job.
I was going to my grandma's house.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you were going to your grandma's.
Because I was fucking sad, and I told my grandma, I'm like, Mom, I'm fucking hungry. Let's go eat. Like,
So you get the Uber. Was it Uber, right?
Yeah, I thought I got Uber pool. I thought I got Uber pool, because you know how when you get Uber pool, like there's more people that come with you. So I was like, and my grandma doesn't live far, so I'm like, I'm not gonna pay fucking $20 for him to take me to my grandma's. Yeah, like, you feel me? So I was like, or her, whatever the fuck. And so I ended up sitting in the front, which people thought was fucking weird, but I thought I got Uber pool, but I guess I think I did. I think he just like declined people. I don't fucking know. It's just kind of rude. That blows down your ratings. But yeah, so yeah, he ended up. We had a long conversation in the car. People didn't get to see that.
Yeah, he cut some the like conversations and stuff like that.
But good, because it was kind of personal, which was good. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So I think that video is the second most viewed video on his. It's 4.6, I believe. 4.6 million views, not thousands, millions.
4.6 million, and I'm all over Facebook. I have my family members from Mexico sending me,
and all of us said, "Hey, give me your money ASAP."
Oh shit! Yeah, they're like, "Oh my god, is that? Oh my god, comadre, it's Becky." Ella Becky.
So basically, so I see that video, and I noticed that he'd done it before. He's done it with another.
Yeah, and I saw that right after because one of my coworkers at my job actually told me, like, "Oh my god, is that you in the video?" And I'm like, "What video? What the fuck?" And then he's like, "Hey, come here, go." And so I go to the fucking big ass truck, and he's showing me the video, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. And I was first of all, I was pissed. I didn't have makeup on. I looked gross, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And it was already like, I think on the millionth view, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I was just like.
So letting you guys know, basically Gremlin is a rapper.
Yeah.
If I didn't say this
amazing,
before.
By the way.
He is a rapper. Basically talks about
heartbreak,
tragedy, stuff like that. He speaks from the heart, and he's one of the few people that I've listened to that he's starting up. I think he's been on YouTube for like 7 years now. But he's barely been posting, but his things really relate to people because. Everything, everyone gets how he says everyone gets heartbroken at one point, and he seems like such a like real person.
He's such a down to earth person, especially if are you gonna have him on here? Because if you are, I swear to you, he's a deep person, and like I said, I can relate to him on so many levels, and I feel like everyone can relate to him, and. He is one, if not the favorite artist of my favorite artist ever since I met him. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I actually texted him yesterday, and we're planning on doing this week. So he's coming on. I can't wait to have that conversation with him. And so I saw that, and it was like, you're the only girl I think that cried on a thing, which is nothing wrong with it. I have heard people think like, oh, it's fake, planned, this and that. And it's like, really?
Why would I cry, first of all?
Exactly.
I look gross. I'm like...
No, you did not. Okay, that's a fact, like... you don't. But like he edited it like right to the point where like he like that point where it like moved you, and I'm like, damn, like I get it was good, but I didn't know it was that good, you know, because I've never listened to like his stuff before that.
It's because in his lyrics he had said something about, you know, that basically a girl's trying like super hard to get this guy's attention, but he'll never notice.
Yeah.
Like fuck, like, and I just remember in that moment, like when I started crying, I was like, oh my god, and I swear I was gonna ask for his number. I thought he was hot. He knows that.
Wait, hold on. Let's save that for the last. Hold on. Let's save that for the last part. That's a good question. So basically, he gave you like a bunch of advice. On the second video, I believe. On the second video, how long ago was that? After the first video, it was like
3 weeks.
3 weeks. And you guys had like a really good conversation. About like how to get over a breakup and stuff like that. We're not gonna talk about all of it. But if you guys want to see it, I will put his link for his YouTube down below. So you guys could check it out and see those 2 videos. What are you doing? So basically, that also went viral, of course. And I was like, dang, like I noticed once he posted that video, I tried to find you. Well, no, I actually saw it from your story. And because I rarely go on other people's stories, you know, on the top, like in like the homepage, I'm like clicking, and I'm like, I seen that. I was like, whoa, a lot of people are posting this. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I saw it. I'm like, oh, I know this girl from like Stream Me LA. And after that, you went live. Like as soon as it, like I think it was the day that I found you went live that day. And I was like, I remember that a couple of days before that, I had the idea of starting a podcast. And I was like, damn, this is a really interesting story. Like, people got to hear this, because you barely hear, like, people, you know, talking about how to get over this, or, you know, a situation like this is like, you know, once in a lifetime where you actually go in an Uber with a rapper who raps for you.
Which is fucking crazy. Yeah.
So I saw that and I was like, yep, I have to get her as my first person on my podcast. And you were kind of like the inspiration to like talk about things that school doesn't teach us. School doesn't teach us how to get over a breakup, how to, you know, like all the things that we gotta take in order to get over that and to learn from that. The schools don't teach us that. Like, we need something.
Schools did not teach me how to pay my bills, by the way.
Schools don't teach us a lot.
When I first moved out, a whole month I was without fucking gas and light. A whole month. I had to walk to my friend's house down the street, take showers and shit. I didn't know how to start my gas, my light. I was sitting on the floor crying, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do? Like, I had no furniture, like, it was fucking bad. But you learn, you know what I mean? And literally go on the internet, look up.
Yeah, YouTube. You guys got YouTube now.
You guys got YouTube now. Yeah, that's what I did. I ended up getting help from my friend's mom, and she helped me kind of you know, set up my light and my gas and all that stuff.
I feel like schools gotta change their system so much. You know, they're so stuck on like math, English, science, and
which is good. You know what?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. That's good to know, but also like real life.
Yeah, because
not everyone is so privileged to live with your parents.
Yeah.
Go to college. Like me, I wasn't privileged. I was fucking kicked out at 18. Get the fuck out of here. Get my shit together. You know what I mean? Which I love my parents for that. I love my parents for that, because now it makes me the person I am today. You know what I mean? I don't depend on nobody for shit. I don't depend on a man for nothing. So, you know, it was good.
I feel I was privileged enough to, you know, I'm still privileged enough to like live in their place. As long as, you know, obviously we have rules. I'm privileged also to not pay rent. I don't pay them because I'm working on my education. You know, everything's going into my education. I gotta get good grades, and I live super close. So it was like the best option for me. And they saw it. Plus I could help them. They're getting kind of old, so I was like, you know, I gotta help them.
Yeah.
So basically, after that, I went on your live. That was the toughest thing ever, because I didn't know how to go about it to get someone on my podcast. First time ever, I was like, okay, what do I do? So I saw her getting like, how many views was it? I think it was like 30 views, but in total it was like way more. But at the time when I went, it was like 30 or 40, and people just keep commenting. I was like, okay, she's not looking. She's obviously not gonna look at all of them. So I'm like, how do I make like me like her see it? and I was like, I'm just gonna try, like, fuck it, because I've never tried that. So basically, I sent one. You didn't see it, obviously. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna copy and paste this shit. Yes, I was like I had like this technique, whenever you would like barely look at the screen, I was like, okay, well, put that right there. So, and I know my things lag, so it takes like a cool like couple seconds for it to load on the other person. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it right here before she turns, and I put it.
I learned not to really look at the comments. I'm not gonna lie. So I tend to not look at the comments only because I do get, oh my gosh, she's a porn star, she's a this, she's a that. So I kind of like stay away from that, and I always delete negative comments because I'm not about that shit,
Yeah.
Like, my parents know what I do. Like, everybody in my life supports me, knows what I do. So, like, it doesn't hurt me just one person I don't fucking know. Like, so bye.
Yeah. So I was really surprised when you actually like answered and you were like, yeah, I'm down. Like, it was so crazy because you're the first person who I was like, yep, I'm gonna do this,
And I hope this takes off.
I hope so, I hope so. I'm hoping that, right now I want to say 15 people lined up. So I'm hoping I'm posting every Saturday, guys. So this will be on the, what is it? I can see my calendar from here, the 11th. Yeah, the 11th.
On the 11th.
Yeah. So, so that whole Gremlin thing. So he gave you advice on it, and then, fast forward to now. You still talk to him, right?
Yeah.
Text him.
Yeah.
Now, what about your ex?
Look.
That's the thing. Oh, we're getting deep here.
Gremlin, he's such a good person. He's a really good friend, and I consider him, a really, really good friend. He gives me really good advice.
Your ex now.
If I ever text him, Gremlin's cool. But as far as my ex, I feel like right now at this moment, I'm not sure as to what I want. I do talk to him every here and there. I just spent some time with him literally yesterday. And, I'm so blessed that I'm the type of person to forgive. I'll never forget, but I am the type of person to forgive. I do not like bad blood, whether I stay with him or not. I don't like when people are mad at me. I don't like being mad at people. So I'd rather just get the fuck over it and move on, whether I stay with him or not. Right now, at the moment, I mean,
what
I don't know what I want. That's the thing. I don't know what I want at the moment because I don't know if I want to be with somebody that kind of makes me feel like I'm less. You know what I mean? Or I don't know if he's gonna change.
Like, look.
So it's kind of like right now, like because I know a lot of girls go through the same thing that I'm going through. People tell me I've gone back to my ex 5, 6 times, 7 times, and it's always the same thing. But I feel like I don't know where I'm at right now. You know what I mean?
I would say basically like for everybody who's out there, if you give this guy 3 chances, that's way too much.
This will be his first.
Yeah.
If I give him one, you get me. So at this moment, I don't know what I want. I kind of do want to be with him, but only if he's willing to be only with me.
But that's the thing now.
How do you gain trust?
No, it's not even that. It's like, if he's not pursuing you, is he pursuing you? That's the question. If he's not pursuing you, there's really no point. So basically, guys, the cameras died, or that one died. Hopefully this one doesn't die. But yeah, so where were we? The whole so right now, you honestly think you're gonna give him a chance?
That's the thing. I don't know at this moment, like how like I feel, So I rather just let shit take its course, whether I do or don't.
Take the 90-day probation. Do that.
Take the 90-day probation. He's probably gonna watch this and be like, I'm on a 90-day probation. No, but you know what? I'm just gonna let shit take its course. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. You know what I mean? Yeah, but honestly, I'm not like for sure about it, for sure against it, for sure for it. So.
Yeah, because most girls will, because they're just used to it. Girls are just used to the guy, and they're afraid to, look at new things. So that's a factor for them to stay. They're like, they just want instant gratification. They know if they stay, they're still gonna get played, but they're gonna get their like instant gratification right there. Like, the guy's gonna be there, but you're not gonna be like the only thing on his mind.
Exactly.
So basically, let's try to end here in a bit.
With this.
don't think we could do that right now.
No? We'll do it by ourselves for fun. How about that?
When you bring purses, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we could all do it 3, because two, like just us two would be kind of like, it'd be alright. But with her,
3 people, yeah,
that'd be lit.
Would be
plus
lit.
The cameras are kind of dying, so we need more.
Yeah.
Time. So, so basically, this is a big question. I know people wanna know about this. Okay, so Gremlin. You gonna go on a date with him or what?
No. We're friends. We're friends. People keep asking about me and Gremlin, but honestly, we're friends. He's a cool person, but he's too sweet and innocent.
Really? Innocent?
Yeah, he's too sweet. I feel like he's too. Yeah, he looks too innocent and too like sweet, and like I don't know.
You wouldn't be interested in like sweet guys. Why?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, for the record, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying basically like, we just don't see each other in that type of way. You know what I mean? Like we're friends. We're cool friends, and we're just friends, guys. For other people that are like shipping us, we're just friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a cool person though. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Super cool person. Super down to earth. Very real. I can relate to him on so many levels. But we're just friends.
Yeah. Well. It was great having you. Honestly, you're my first guest. So
I know. I hope it takes off.
Yeah, I hope I can bring you back for like another episode, or we can do more vlogs. We will be doing a video, guys, together. We'll be doing the Being Visual challenge. I don't know when, but yeah, we're probably gonna do that one day. And yeah, thank you for coming. I know it takes a lot to be on like a brand new thing, especially because you never met me before.
Yeah.
Until like now. So what do you think about like me, like first impressions? That's my question.
You're cool. I feel like you're a cool person. Like I don't know, but based on like the conversations we've had, you are really cool. You're really blunt too, which I like.
I don't try to keep anything under the blanket. I tell straight up, hey, like this is how it is.
And I'm like that too.
That's awesome. So yeah, thank you for coming, and yeah, guys, until next time, peace. So we're done now. That was awesome.
Time for ASMR.
No.
ASMR with Becky.
Okay.